So I've got to caveat this. Always admit a mistake. Always admit a mistake, but this isn't where I'm going today. But don't continuously mention your weaknesses. The reason being is people seem to have an adept memory for mistakes, weaknesses, and are very good at reminding you of those weaknesses at important points in your career. So if you have a weakness, I'm not saying ignore it, I'm not saying deny it. But just think about how you decide to present it. Think about how you bring it up in conversation. Think about if it's even relevant. And if I bring up this weakness, what is the impact of that? Just because I think we talk about, I don't know, radical candor or brutal honesty and being transparent, all of which are very, very valid. But when it comes to weaknesses, people remember them and they're very quick to remind you that you said this was a weakness. And a lot of the times, what you perceive as your weakness, other people just don't recognize or see. Most other people don't actually know what your weaknesses are, so don't advertise them. I'm just saying, don't, you get asked what your weaknesses in interviews. Yeah, you can mention them there, but that's it. Like, let the interview be the only time you mention them. Most people have no idea what your weaknesses are, and when you mention them, you're only drawing attention to something that will not serve you later on down the line. So this isn't about not being transparent, but there's a time and a place, and constantly referring to your weaknesses is definitely not one. And sometimes we do it in a self-deprecating way, and add a little bit of humor, but still sticks, even if you try to cover it up with humor. So, as I said, don't deny a mistake. That's complete. Like, tell the truth if you've made a mistake, but don't attribute it to a persistent weakness because you just don't want that to come back. So that's another one. What is? No, in fact, I'm not going to ask. I'm going to leave it there.